I have on the bench today a Sugiyama. Shigemitsu Sugiyama is the name of the builder. 8-string classical guitar, which I have done the work that this guitar needed already. I wanted to make the video to document this instrument, which personally I'm just in love with. This is an incredible guitar, an 8-string Brazilian style classical guitar. So this instrument was built by Shigemitsu Sugiyama. He is a Japanese-born Brazilian transplant. He moved to Brazil in the 70s, and he is highly regarded by many people, famous and or otherwise, as being the best luthier to come out of Brazil, of this type of guitar. At least he is very, very respected. I'm not sure how known he is outside of the country. Here's his rosette, really intricate, beautiful. I'm not sure what kind of flower this is. I don't know if these are roses or fruits or what they are. Let's talk a little bit about the guitar first. Cedar top, Brazilian rosewood bridge. Here is the inlay of his bridge. Japanese motifs, right? There is a strange, or not strange, but there's a notch here on the high treble strings. Ebony fretboard, really wide to comport the 8 strings, or to support the 8 strings. Beautiful headstock also with the notches here. I'm not sure if these are homemade tuners. Let me get the light just right here. I had to polish up these tuners a little bit. The whole plate was pretty corroded. Really intricate headstock here. It's like a pagoda. I guess it is a, what do you call it? It's like a Japanese rooftop sort of thing, right? Just beautiful. Compensated nut. I don't think that this is the original nut. There is a nut in the case as well, which might be the original or might be the replacement, and the original was installed back on. Let me flip this guitar here carefully. Multi-piece neck. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-piece neck. This guitar at some point suffered a fall, and there is actually a screw. You can see the screw right here under, and this crack runs all the way down here. It is stable. This is a very old guitar. This was made, I wouldn't say very old, it's old, but 1985. Brazilian rosewood back and sides with the inlay here. And let's see his back. There is a pickup installed. Beautiful miter joints here. So let's go back to the builder. So Shigemitsu Sugiyama moved to Brazil in the 70s and worked at the Giannini factory. Giannini is a mass producer of instruments, very popular in Brazil, very affordable instruments, you know, of various qualities. And then he went on to work for himself. He apprenticed under Kono in Japan, and that's almost as much as I know about him. He's built instruments for some of Brazil's most famous and accomplished guitar players, bossa nova people, and classical guitarists, these are extremely well built, right? He takes great care, and this is why I like lutherie so much. Instruments like this, to be honest, and the way he built them, it's a very romantic, one shop builder, old school, and I think that's what I have to say about this guitar. Just a pleasure to have it in my shop. I have no words to describe. It's just an incredible instrument. Beautiful top. It sounds great. It has been played and loved for sure. There's all kinds of marks here, and a hell of a guitar. There's this weird discoloration here, which is pretty common with French polished instruments. Hard to pick up, but right around here. And otherwise in great condition. It sounds amazing. This belongs to one of my clients. This is probably the 6th or 7th guitar he brings here to me, and he's a big 7 and 8 string guy. He has some arch tops and some classical guitars. David Newsom, he's a professor at Berkeley and has been a great client. This guitar had some rattling on the inside, which was bugging him, and it bugged me as well. So I took this guitar basically apart, the pickup system, and rearranged it and reinstalled everything. And it's gone now. I believe it was the pickup system that was causing it. I'm not 100% sure now because I did a lot of things to it, restrung it and restrung it properly. So that was some rattling. It's gone now. That's what we both care about, and if it comes back, I'll have to redo it, I guess. But it's this guitar got the attention it deserved. It's clean now, and it is ready to be picked up. I'm gonna go with my endoscope camera to take a look at the inside of it. It has some interesting braces. It has some interesting side braces, and he has a system of tuning these stops with braces. I'm not really sure if this guitar has these extra braces on there, but he will basically build the guitar, and as far as I know, he will play it and he will go around and glue braces to the top of the guitar to, I'm not really sure, to mute certain places or enhance other places, and plays like that for a while, and then he glues it on the underside. And that's about it. Shigemitsu Sugiyama 8-string, unbelievable. This is a historical instrument by a historical maker in Brazil. Very important to lutherie and very important to classical guitars and Brazilian music. And it's sitting here on my bench right now. So let's take a look at the inside of this guitar. So we're gonna go in to check the inside of this guitar with my endoscope camera. The first thing that shows is are the back braces and the label. You see the way his name is spelled here. It is the way Brazilians would spell it phonetically. And I've seen different versions of his name, different versions of the spelling of his name without the GU, for example, just with a GI or a GY. I believe he has another label where his name is not spelled like that. Anyway, all of the back braces here, you can see the battery pack as well covering the neck block, which is a shame. But beautifully carved braces. You see the tentalones here, the lining, very tight, very close together. A whole bunch of side braces likely for fear of splitting, right? Brazilian rosewood is sort of can be splitty, and in a country like Brazil where humidity varies from state to state and across throughout the year, probably trying to avoid these from splitting. Whole bunch of back braces. I'm gonna show it in a minute. He has some interesting back braces, and here's the top. A heavily braced instrument with the cross braces there. Highly unusual. Very heavily braced for a nylon string guitar, but it doesn't sound tight. I mean, the guitar plays great. It sounds great. It's a great guitar. You would expect a guitar to sound dead or tight with so many braces, but you know, a master of his craft. So, and here are the back braces I talked about. Very interesting, right? The two, one after the other there. Interesting shape, sort of pyramid-like, beautiful, amazing work. And here is the very interesting and intricate brace and pattern of this Sugiyama guitar. Very straight braces, right? There's the ones going across. I'm not familiar with this pattern. I'm not really sure if Kono used this. It has some extra bracing over here and to the side. A big bridge patch goes all the way across. This might be something that's unique to 8-string guitars or his 8-string guitars. I'm not really sure, but it sure looks pretty. It looks pretty. I think that it's you know, heavily braced, especially for a steel string guitar, but very, very interesting to see. Obviously I have a light, you know, my lights are off here in the shop, and I have a bright LED light on the inside. And pretty cool to document this. I'm gonna move my camera, I don't want to be on this side. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to make out of this. Interesting to see. Thin spruce, a cedar top, and pretty cool looking brace. Here's the whole guitar again. See if I can zoom in a little bit here. Seems there is some kind of crack going on here, or maybe it's something that's been repaired before. I'm not sure. That's it. Incredible guitar. When I have my mirror under there with my light, you can really see it. It's hard to pick. There you go. Let me see here. There you go. When I here, you can really see it. So it's in between these two longitudinal braces, and there is the rosette, the little donut that goes under the rosette, and there is the bridge patch here. So it's contained, so it probably won't spread all the way down the soundboard, but it is open, and I should probably glue this with hide glue. So what started as a video showing an instrument that had already been repaired turned into a video of the repairing of this instrument. I found a crack on the top here. It's very hard to see. I'm gonna try my best when I flash the light, or when I turn my camera here, you can sort of see the crack that's right over here. I think what caused this was this dent to begin with. I think that this guitar took a fall at some point and it caused that crack. It is very hard to see. It's a very tight crack, hence the fact that I couldn't see it the first time around. But as I had my light in there to see the bracing pattern, I could see some light shining through. So I'm gonna go through here and fix this crack. I talked to the client, and it needs to be addressed, right? It's very tight, very hard to see. It seems to be stable. It's between two braces here, and then the donut under the rosette and the bridge patch. So it's contained. It didn't spread around, but it's a good idea to glue it. I'm gonna glue it with hide glue, which it really is the glue for this job. Hide glue will seep into that crack, and as it's drying and curing, it will pull that crack together. Hide glue is nice like that. As the water evaporates, everything gets tighter, and it's water based, so it will as it seeps in there, it will expand the wood a little bit. You know, the wood will swell up and tighten up the crack. I will do a little tape work to clamp this crack together. I'll show you what I mean after, and make sure to do everything correct. So let's get this guitar prepped. I removed the strings here, and this is what sometimes in lutherie takes. It pays off to take the extra time to remove the strings. I could probably just loosen these strings and use spreaders here to go in there, but I want to make sure that everything's correct. So I'm gonna clean this properly, and I'm gonna get some hide glue in there. I'm gonna make sure everything is okay in there, and double, triple check everything so we can get this guitar done right. And another curious thing here, as I'm analyzing the guitar a little bit more, I see right over here, you can see what looked to be a crack, but it actually is. It's so hard to pick these things up on camera. It's actually the seam, the joint of the fretboard. This is such a wide fretboard, he probably didn't have a big enough or a wide enough piece of ebony, so he joined. It's basically invisible, right? You can see there on the light all along the fretboard. So that's nice. It's not a crack that I have to repair. It's not damage to the instrument. This is a very, very well built instrument, right? And he's known for perfectionism. Just a beautiful guitar. I'm so happy to be working on it and have the opportunity to make this guitar better and make it last longer, you know, by fixing and inspecting it and all that. So there's a bunch of nail marks here, which is, you know, people that have long nails and play, this is common. The previous owner probably really dug into this guitar. I'm not sure I'm gonna do anything there. I will check to make sure that there aren't any other cracks on the fretboard or on the soundboard or otherwise, but let's get to work here. And here's a better shot of the inside. I'm recording this with my phone camera. Just, you know, many side braces. I believe these are the back braces and the lining and all that. They seem to be made of mahogany. I'm not really sure. It could be cedar. Maybe it's Brazilian mahogany. It's a dark wood. They're all shellacked. You can get a glimpse of the head block here with the Spanish foot, a wide Spanish foot to support that wide fretboard and that wide neck. The pickup system here with the wire. These wires are too long. I think that is what was rattling against the sides, and it seemed to be fixed. And that's about it. I keep going. Shot here of the top braces as well. It has this big cross brace with the fan braces, the straight fan braces tucked under. We're going through. Shot at the back braces here again. The label. I'm shining my light inside the guitar here once more just to make sure I don't find any other cracks. And here's the view of the actual crack. It is in there. It is as I'm gonna have to press carefully here, but it is open. As I put my hand on the inside here, I can tell that it really is open. And looking once more at this interesting bracing pattern, when I move my light upwards here, you can see this guitar is there's a big patch on the upper bout here. You can see that there's some light shining through, but it is a pretty, here it's hard to see, but pretty heavily braced upper bout. Perhaps because this is an 8-string guitar, he felt the need to, and there's very little vibration going on up here, right? Most of the vibration will be by the bridge there, but interesting to see. And here's a shot from the inside of that big upper bout patch. You see it goes across the grain there, across the whole upper bout. It seems to be a thick patch, as thick as the top itself, down to the sides as well. There's a couple extra ones there. Yeah, heavily braced upper bout. I got everything ready here, so I masked this off with some blue tape, which I removed some of the glue, or did the little trick of picking up lint from my shirt, so just so it doesn't hurt the finish. It should be fine. This tape I've used it on many instruments, never had a problem. And I have some brown Stumac tape here. This glue has, or this tape has, some aggressive glue. This is used for binding. It's very strong, so I'm gonna use it as a clamping of sorts to pull the crack together. That's why it's here right now. And I'll show you what I mean. And I got my glue pot with some slightly watered down high glue. So here we go. I'm gonna get my hand in here. It's so hard to see this crack, so it's helpful also that everything's taped up so I can see where this glue needs to be spread. I have a cloth here to clean the squeeze out and all that, and some paper towels. So let's go. Glue up with hot high glue. Plenty of glue in there. I can actually feel with my fingers here that the glue is coming through. It's starting to get wet under there. And I'm pressing to open this crack up a bit and let the glue through. And I clean the squeeze out here with the excess glue. And I'm gonna sort of clamp this together, stretching this tape. To pull everything in. And this should do it. Come back and do a little bit more of clean up here. Take a look with my little mirror. Yeah, I can see some glue seeping in there through to the other side, so happy with this. Gonna let this rest. Another thing I did was to increase the humidity here in my shop for the last couple of days, just to get this top to absorb a little bit of humidity and close that crack even more. But this should be fine. I'm happy that the crack seems to be closed. It seems to be saturated with glue. I need to clean up a little bit more up here. And hide glue is great, right? So whatever excess glue I'll have here, I can just, after it has dried, I can come in and I can remove it by just rehydrating it with some warm water. I'm gonna have to stop touching this now and let it rest, let it cure, pull this tape out and analyze the crack again, make sure everything is correct. And if I have to re-glue this with hide glue, like I said, it's a pretty easy job, and that's about it. Here we are about 8 or 9 hours later. You can see a hint of the crack there, especially here in the middle. I doubt that you can ever completely close. There's a glue line there, right? And some light is gonna shine through because it's not wood, basically. But to me, it looks like this crack is completely closed. I'm gonna wait for this glue to fully dry and cure before I start playing with it and stress testing it a little bit. But this went very well. I'm very happy with this. This guitar is not gonna need to be cleated. I'm gonna remove the tape now. I don't like to leave tape on for very long, and there's no need for the tape right now, I don't think. Beautiful pattern here. So successful glue up, I would say. But I'll stress test it a little bit tomorrow and see what this does. So it is the next day, 24 hours since this been glued on. You can see it's that you can see the glue line in there on the inside. I'm here with my mirror. This guitar was put on with Titebond, or put together with Titebond. There's on the outside of the braces, you can see that yellow hue, and my glue line is right next to that brace there. So the glue seeped through the crack. It's very stable now. I've done my best to stress test it. I don't know if the camera will even pick up the glue line now, but it's somewhere around here, and I think that this nick here was what caused. There's no movement when I press through here or press on the top, and I'm gonna bring this up to tension now. Tune the guitar and leave it be. I think that this is as good as it can be. I don't see a need to glue a cleat in there. This glue crack, or this dent here, it seems there's some polishing compound in there, some white stuff. Not sure why. Maybe somebody tried to buff this, probably, right? Somebody tried to buff this little nick here. I'm not gonna mess with it. It did break through the lacquer. I'm not gonna start picking away at it there. The crack is glued. You can't even see it once I put the strings on. It'll be very hard to see it. I shut off the lights in my shop here and was shining the light under, and the glue line is very minimal. So this is done.